The Haunting of Lily's Doll. Once upon a time, in a quiet, picturesque town nestled deep within the woods, lived a 12-year-old girl named Lily. Lily was an only child, and her parents often traveled for work, leaving her alone in their cozy, old-fashioned house. To keep her company, Lily had an extensive collection of dolls, but there was one that stood out among the rest, a doll named Charlotte. Charlotte was unlike any other doll in Lily's collection. She had long, ebony hair that cascaded down her porcelain shoulders, and her piercing blue eyes seemed to follow you wherever you went. The doll had been a gift from Lily's grandmother, who had found it at an antique store. From the moment Charlotte entered Lily's life, strange things began to happen. It all started innocently enough. Lily would wake up in the middle of the night, convinced she had heard soft whispers coming from her doll collection. At first, she dismissed it as her imagination running wild, but as time passed, the whispers grew louder, more distinct, and unsettling. They sounded like faint cries for help. One night, unable to sleep, Lily decided to investigate. She tiptoed to her doll collection and reached for Charlotte. As her hand brushed against the doll's porcelain skin, Charlotte's eyes seemed to flash with a malevolent gleam. Lily pulled back her hand, startled. Was it just a trick of the moonlight? She couldn't be sure. The next morning, Lily decided to confide in her best friend, Emma. They sat on Lily's bedroom floor, surrounded by dolls of all shapes and sizes, as Lily recounted her strange experiences with Charlotte. Emma raised an eyebrow. "You think Charlotte's haunted?" Lily nodded nervously. "I know it sounds crazy, but I can't explain the whispers and the way she looked at me last night." Emma was a true friend. She agreed to spend the night at Lily's house to see if they could unravel the mystery of Charlotte. Armed with a flashlight, they huddled together on Lily's bed as darkness fell, casting eerie shadows across the room. As the clock ticked away, the room grew colder, and the whispers returned, more pronounced than before. The two girls clutched each other in fear, their wide eyes fixed on Charlotte. Slowly, the doll's head turned, locking onto Emma. It wasn't a trick of the light. Charlotte was alive. Terrified, Emma reached out to touch Charlotte, hoping to discover some hidden mechanism, but the doll's hand moved faster, grabbing Emma's wrist with an iron grip. Panic surged through both girls as they struggled to free Emma from Charlotte's grasp. With all their might, they managed to break the doll's grip, sending Charlotte crashing to the floor. As she lay there, her porcelain face cracked, and the whispers intensified, growing louder and angrier. The room filled with an otherworldly presence, and Lily and Emma felt as though they were being watched by malevolent eyes. Desperate to end the haunting, the girls gathered up all of Lily's dolls, including Charlotte, and placed them in a box. They wrapped the box with a thick chain and padlock, hoping that would contain the sinister force within. Exhausted, Lily and Emma fell asleep, but their peace was short-lived. In the middle of the night, they were awoken by a deafening crash. They rushed downstairs to find the box of dolls lying in pieces, the chain and padlock shattered. Panicked, they realized that they needed to find a way to rid themselves of Charlotte once and for all. With trembling hands, they did some research and discovered an old legend about a haunted doll that could only be appeased by returning it to its place of origin. The legend pointed them to an abandoned, dilapidated house deep in the woods, where Charlotte was believed to have come from. Armed with determination and a flashlight, Lily and Emma set out on a perilous journey through the dark woods. As they approached the eerie house, they saw a dim light flickering in one of the windows. Their hearts pounded as they pushed open the creaking door, revealing a room filled with hundreds of dolls, each one more sinister than the last. In the center of the room, they found an empty porcelain stand, the exact size and shape of Charlotte. With a sense of foreboding, Lily placed the doll on the stand, and the room seemed to come alive with an eerie presence. The whispers grew louder, more desperate, and then suddenly, they stopped. The dolls in the room all turned their heads to face Charlotte, and an otherworldly wind swept through the room. Charlotte's porcelain features contorted, and her eyes turned pitch black as she let out a bone-chilling scream. And just like that, it was over. The room fell silent, the dolls returned to their lifeless state, and Charlotte was no more. Lily and Emma quickly left the haunted house and returned home, relieved to have finally rid themselves of the malevolent doll. They never spoke of that night again, but they knew they had faced a true horror. From that day forward, Lily's doll collection seemed a little less intimidating, and Charlotte's empty stand remained a chilling reminder of the haunting they had endured. But no matter what, they knew that some mysteries were best left unsolved, and some dolls were best left untouched.